Alright, so back at the Far Harbor DLC area of Fallout 4. Kinda took a break of the game for like a few weeks. And well, just a reminder that for those who don't know, this series, which most likely you didn't follow this series all the way here. I decided to do a sort of a unique playthrough with this DLC, and I made a whole new character. And as soon I left,
Hey there.
Doc asked me to witness, so I'm witnessing.
as soon I left Vault 101, I came all the way here at level 1. Just run straight to the DLC. And by the time I hit the DLC, as soon as you step out of the boat, you are already level 3. So it was part of the idea to make a big challenge, knowing that the DLC difficulty, it sets very high, and especially playing on survival mode, a lot of things can kill you in like 1 or 2 hits. And I came here like no weapons, very weak, very, not having exactly the right build I wanted to have. But anyway, I made this character after, he's supposed to be a hunter, and I made him after DARYL Dixon from The Walking Dead, since he's one of my favorite characters from the TV series version or adaptation. Just to let you know that I am a huge fan of the comic book, being a huge fan of it since almost about, let me see, before I started to see the TV show. And I already read all about 160 issues that are out, and even the Negan, story and all that, prequel story. And I just came back from watch the season 7, episode 1 of The Walking Dead. So I kind of need to give some thoughts of what I think about the whole series, and what I thought about the episode, and the Negan kill. Now, let me see. I'm still trying to find the right meat to throw here. It's part of this mission, but I think it cannot be cooked. It has to be like crude meat to bring up these animals. But anyway, okay, there we go. I need to hide. It's hard for me to concentrate, to talk what I need to say and play this at the same time without making a mess about it. I didn't want to make a video in the past because the whole internet, it was already oversaturated with this. The whole thing about who's gonna kill Negan, and the whole thing, it became pretty much more of a sort of, I don't know, over push topic. And I didn't want to make any video about it till we see the actual episode, because any true Walking Dead fan knows that the TV adaptation, it is almost a different timeline from the comic book, and many radical changes they've been made, and a lot of people know that I'm still, I feel I hold a little bit of grudge to the TV series, because many of the stupid changes, the pointless changes that they did, they don't make any sense. Like one of them, the prior change for me, is ruining, destroying, and killing off Andrea from the series. Now, if you know the comic book, you know that she's like one of the most crucial characters of the story and a very, very important icon of the group of survivals. And she never died, you know, the way she did. You know, season three, it was a huge, you know, kick in the nut for me because they changed the story and they totally changed the script to the point where it went to a very, very ridiculous, stupid, unnecessary level. And I am, you know, wondering to myself why many of the things happen, like why killing Andrea, and even the way they kill Sophia, the little girl that she died, when she's a character that she never even died on the comic book too. But well, I already make a video about it, about Andrea. It's actually also playing Fallout 4, and I decided to make like a cosplay build in tribute to her. Because I think that she's a very underrated character, and most people that they don't care about her, it's because they don't even know the comic book, you know. Which to me is a true core storyline source of all. And the TV adaptation is just the version that is trying to do their own thing. At the same time, they make great things about it, but at the same time they fail horribly in many other aspects. Now, what are we gonna get here? More Marlocks to kill. It's just a second. My mind needs to adjust to what's going to happen here. Okay, we got a king over there. God damn it! I got to be really careful because this guy, especially like this one, that king going over there, he can kill me in one hit. Those waves that they shoot, if I get hit by those, he will kill me, so I cannot be spotted. I got to keep the stealth. And you know, in this game you cannot go all like Rambo, killing everything. It's not like that how it works. Stealth is the best way to go. Because you do more damage and you keep yourself from getting hit. So anyway, going back to the topic of The Walking Dead, I always gonna have mixed feelings for the series. I don't hate it all the way because there is a lot of good things about it. There is a lot of good acting. There is a lot of good moments. There is a lot of very awesome visual and graphic moments too. And there are some things, some liberties that the story take, and some things they do even better than the comic book. Some aspects, but you know, for the majority, shit, this is gonna kill me. You know, the majority of the aspects, I think, you know, the comic book is the one that to me it always gonna be the superior version. And you know what? If you don't know the comic books and you are like, okay, I want to read the comic books, but I don't have the issues, you know, go to my channel and look for a playlist that I did of all the comic book issues that are there. You can read them for free. If you just have internet, you can see it on YouTube, you know. You don't even need to buy the books. So you should really do that for yourself, because people really need to understand the differences between the, you know, the TV version and the comic book version, and why to know the comic book is so important. Okay, we're gonna fight here a big threat. What the hell? Do I have to get close to it? So yeah, this is gonna be the last one before the real threat comes out to play, I think. It's a big queen. Now I had to go back to safety, keep using, stealth to my advantage. If that thing spot me, chances are that I'm gonna die. Because they spit this huge stream of acid that can reach you whatever you're trying to run. And that thing, it will like eat me in no time. So I'm gonna try to shoot it from safety while I keep talking, when I'm trying to talk. Okay, now it's time for me to run away. This is how you do it. You shoot once or twice. I suggest to shoot only once, because the more you keep shooting, the more the enemy is gonna keep tracking you and finding out where you are, where you're hiding. So don't get greedy with the shots. That's why I use also the marker to put it in red so I can easily know where the piece is. So anyway, I just pretty much end up watching, the new episode of Walking Dead, the season 7, episode 1, and it is a very, very well-known content that is being floated all over the internet. And well, actually I feel bad. If you don't know the episode, and if you don't know what happened, I'm gonna talk some spoilers, so I suggest you to watch the episode and then continue watch this video, because I really don't want to ruin it for you or for anybody. Now if you're here listen to this, I'm expecting that you already know what happened, because it's easily to know, especially my theory is, like, if you don't want spoilers, if you truly don't want to get a spoiler, you gotta to stay the hell away from the internet. It's the only way. Oh my god, it's almost dead. Now regen. That was a good headshot, man. I think that one went straight to the brain. So well, anyway, right now I'm feeling sad, because it truly did shock me, the episode. As a comic reader fan, I already know what happened in the main canon story. I think we all know that Glenn is the one who dies in that episode, and he's the one that Negan, brutally murdered, and killed. But in this episode, we had 2 deaths, and I already knew about the leak spoiler, and a lot of people that were saying that, that was going to be Abraham and Glenn, and the last spoiler that I read, it happened exactly the same thing that actually happened on the season, on the episode. So I didn't want it to believe a lot of the things till I see it myself, like they are actually facts, so. But okay, I think the episode, it was very, very impressive, and it was very brutal, but it was more of an emotional thing that you feel, because you get really attached to these characters and you just don't want to see them die. But sorry for that. When Abraham got big, just the very beginning of his expression, his facial expression, it really made me feel like right away this sadness. But I was going to tell you that I was going to get really, really angry if he's the only one that got picked, and they will totally change, the comic book death. Which, it will surprise me, because at this point, I can already expect whatever kind of bullshit that AMC can throw you, and I know they can get away with that. Same way they get away with killing Andrea, and you know, to me, but to me always the the TV series will always be ruined because of that, because they took the liberty to take this stupid twist that what it did was to cripple and fuck up the whole series for me. But honestly, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to see Glenn die, especially after Abraham took it in the face, because I didn't want to see that iconic death being replaced. I know that Abraham by this point in the timeline he was already dead. That moment where the whole episode 1 from season 7 takes place, which is based on the issue 100. When Negan kills Glenn. Abraham, he was already dead by that point, so he was living under borrowed, spare, lifetime. And then I just, my complaint is that a character like Abraham, he should really die in a more like warrior way, like standing on his feet, and I didn't like the fact that he just, kneeled down and took in the face, and I mean, all what he pretty much said, he was suck my cock, not my, suck my nuts. That's what he said to Negan right before he died, and I don't know, I just, if I read the script of that, alternate way that things gonna happen, I will make it in a way more like Glenn gets picked first, and then Abraham intervenes and he gets killed trying to save Glenn. To me that would have been a much more, far more, I don't know, likable thing to happen. But one thing that happened is that right after he killed Abraham, he started mock Rosita, and DARYL Dixon, he got pissed off and he stand up. He was the only one that had the balls to stand up and punch Negan in the face. That was the first big laugh that I took. Like, I was like, wow, this is awesome, man. Like, I was like, fuck yeah, I pretty much I screamed that in the very moment that happened. Of course, I was full aware of the consequences that can happen. Damn it, I'm taking crazy radiation here. Okay, so I heal myself, and I'm taking this radiation here because I'm trying to explore the area. I usually, when I play in my games, I like to stay 100% immersive in what I'm doing, and I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm doing and talk about the in-game all the time. But since this playthrough is partially related to Walking Dead, I mean, I'm playing as a sort of a cosplay homage inspired character from DARYL Dixon, so after I saw the episode, I was feeling this huge, like, kind of a sadness about it. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and play back my DARYL series and Fallout. So yeah, right after DARYL intervened, he also provoked Negan to kill somebody else, and I don't know, or just like that, boom, somehow we got the iconic death from the comic book, and Negan killed Glenn, which I kind of see that coming, but at the same time, I was a little bit, in a strange kind of way, I was relieved that happened because I didn't want to just be Abe, Abraham, and that's it. I think it will be, I was hoping that they won't make another shitty twist and I don't know where save Glenn from that iconic moment with that everybody remembers him for, and so I was also being afraid that AMC won't have the balls to kill one of those characters that held the series to have a lot of more viewers, and more audience. I've been listening a lot that the AMC they will change that death because of that fact, because they know that they think if they kill Glenn, a lot of the people will stop watching the series, like a big percentage of them. So I was like, okay, let's see if they actually got the balls to stay a little bit loyal to the comic book, which for the most part they haven't really done yet, like the way it should be done. But if they do that right, it's gonna be a little bit. I don't know if redeemable will be the right word, because there is a lot of things that, for to me, the series is a little bit beyond repair. But at the same time, I care about the series, so I was like, okay, if they do that to Glenn, then the series gonna have my respect back again. Well, not all the way there, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like this was a moment that they shouldn't fuck up, and they really didn't. It makes sense. Like if they been saving Abraham for a later death, it will make sense that could happen in that moment. But now this is other of my complaints. That character Carol, she's another character that she is living on borrowed time from a very very long time ago. And it doesn't make sense at all because the character from the comic book and the TV series, they are totally different characters. Like it is like they just, you know, they ignore the fact that she dies in the comic book like a long time ago, and instead her daughter is the one that got killed, Sophia. But I had to say this, and I'm gonna say with all my honesty, I despise the character of Carol for the TV version. I cannot stand the actress. I cannot stand how overrated she is. I cannot stand the way they transform this, crazy, fragile, broken-minded person into this sort of a Terminator, Rambo wannabe, old granny. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't like the character. I don't like how fake, shitty she is the whole time. And I can go the whole video complaining about her because I am, she's like one of my least like characters from the TV version, okay? And what I'm trying to say is that why, Abraham was spared just to be killing a little bit later on, and Carol is the one that's gonna have a free pass. It's just bullshit, man. Abraham, he's a far way more likable character, man, and he's one of those iconic characters from the comic book. In the comic book, actually, when Abraham died, it was like the first death in the comic book that it did actually make me feel sorrow. I felt actually sadness for him. For the way he went down, the way they killed him, and I also thought that it was unfair how he was assassinated by a sneaky shot from Dwight. I thought the character he deserved way more developed and a better direction. But even the writer from the comic book, Kirkman, he said that he did regret killing him so fast. That he did regret not having him alive for the out of war, the outward events when the survivals, fight Negan, and then they fight the Whisperings, and all that. But that's another topic. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel, of course, I still having mixed feelings of what happened in this episode, but at the same time, I had to admit that it was a very tense, well done episode, and putting away how much I hate season 3, and how much I hate that we will never get a real Andrea in the TV version. Sleep here. I had to say that the work on episode 1, it was, I don't want to say it was perfect or flawless, but I think it was a step in the good direction, like the way it was done. I mean, these two characters are gonna be really missed. Glenn and Abraham. They're gonna be very missed. Now, putting the topic of Walking Dead a little bit aside, just for a little moment, I want to talk about the survival mode in this game. I've been sleeping in this bed for like, I don't know how many days, trying to see if I can get rid of this illness that I have of being, sleep deprived. And you can sleep only 3 hours in this bed. So I understand that when you sleep in the good bed for days, for 2 or 3 days, any illness that you go, it will eventually go away. I just want to talk about how horrible, survival mode can be. I mean, it shouldn't be called survival mode. It should be called, they should have put another new mode on top of that. Like, I think they should leave survival alone, or hardcore, and put another one called the annoying mode that is this. Because, this survival mode, the way Bethesda did it, it has so many. It's more of an annoyance than how you're gonna enjoy the game. I mean, I don't mind at all the fact that you had to drink water, you had to sleep, you had to eat, you had to save in a bed. You can be killed one hit by most enemies. That's not my problem at all, but like stupid problems like this, like you get sleep deprived and then out of nowhere you get overloaded, you cannot even walk anymore, right? And then you got to start ditching all your items in the inventory. It puts you in this very annoying situation that, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's very irritating, especially if you're trying to record a video, from the game. It can get extremely annoying. And this is one of the reasons why I stopped playing the game for a little bit, because of that, because deep down inside, I don't mind at all the challenge of the game. I mind how annoying and irritating, infuriating survival, the new survival mode patch can be. But anyway, going back to the topic of Walking Dead, another thing I want to bring up is about DARYL. I've been reading a lot of hate towards the character for no reason. I mean, for those that didn't know, DARYL DIXON, he was a new addition for the TV series. He didn't exist in the comic book. They decided to add this new character, right, into the TV version. And turned out that, as time passes, this character started to develop into a great, very interesting character. And he was kind of the spiritual successor inspired from Dwight, because Dwight, it was like the only thing closest to him. But I also have to say that he's one of the few things for the TV version that makes me feel that I cannot hate all the way the TV version form adaptation is because of him. He's one of my favorite characters because I think his character suit perfectly the world of Walking Dead, and he's a character that inspired that. It's like the soul of the character. It truly defines the series, and it defines how a survival in the Walking Dead world should be. And also like how the character, he's sort of a anti-hero guy that at the same time, deep down inside, he's very capable of doing great things, you know. And he does have this heroic side. So a lot of people now are blaming him for the death of Glenn. You know, just because... Okay, we got a strong enemy over there. See if we can go for a headshot. Nicely done, Daryl. So I think it is stupid to read that a lot of people are like, fuck you, Daryl, I hope fucking Daryl died because of that he killed Glenn and all that. And it's like, you know, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? Like, seriously, I mean, people, they need to meditate a little bit of how absurd they are, you know. It's true, I mean, in part, okay, it's because he punched, in this version, it's because he punched Negan that Glenn got his iconic death, you know, from the comic book. But also, I didn't care at all for the consequences, because I was just feeling thrill, and I was just, you know, I mean, I can relate a lot with what Daryl did, because I know if I were in a situation like that, I know I would be so upset that I want to kill that main evil person, you know. And probably I would do the same thing, especially if I see touching a girl that I care after he killed the person that this girl loved, you know, or did love, or did care. I mean, all what it was in the back of my head, it was like finally, you know, somebody stand up and do it. I mean, it's not like Daryl saved the night or saved, you know, the people from dying or anything, but he tried to do something about it. You know, he didn't care for his own life in that very moment when he stand up and punched Negan in the face. Got a letter here from Mara. So, I mean, I think what it really bothers me is how stupid a lot of people and how PC, you know, political correctness, shitty people they can be, man. That they're gonna try to fight.
Don't think I can.
You know, just because most of the people, they will be scared out of their mind in a moment like that, and they will be just thinking about say themselves. That, you know, they got to go and blame Daryl. You know, Daryl is not the one who killed him. It was Negan. And Daryl, he was just trying to do the right thing, you know. He was standing up for what he believed is right. He was standing up in the name of bravery, you know. It was also a reminder for people that, you know, you can lose your body, you can die, but you should never lose your courage, you know. Courage is something that is in the soul, and the soul cannot be killed. The soul cannot be destroyed. So that's how I will always view it.